Now, here's the latest in agriculture news from the Rural Radio Network.
It's time again this week that we get to catch up with Nebraska Extension agricultural climatologist Al Dutcher. I am Shaylee Peters, joining you back here on the Rural Radio Network. And Al, as we look over this past week, just like you said it would, it was very hot and the dryness continued. But what does it look like as we wrap up August here and head into September?
Well, it looks a little confusing out there in regards to the models. It seems like they're changing every day. We were expecting a more widespread precipitation event the second half this week, and into Monday, the models have backed off a little bit in regards to those precipitation events. What they have gotten is that the ridge is breaking down. We're getting a cold front coming through the surface. Should knock our temperatures down 10 to 15 degrees depending on location from what we've been seeing here this last week. We've been down into the lower 80s as we go through tomorrow. The biggest question is, as the system comes through eastern Nebraska, is it going to generate any thunderstorm activity? The potential is there, but it doesn't look like, at least from the model standpoint, it wants to generate a lot of moisture. And that system basically hangs up as we get into tomorrow in northern Kansas. And in fact, Laura will merge into that frontal boundary and it'll take off toward the eastern seaboard as it goes out to sea. What is more important is, as we get into Sunday, there is a piece of energy coming in the northern plains, and that's supposed to drive that energy down in eastern Nebraska. So there's still precipitation chances, but they're going to be coming from the north. What's more important is that they've changed a little bit in the models, is that trough, instead of digging all the way down in the central United States and give us a decent shot of moisture, what they have done is split that, and a piece of that energy splits away from that trough and dives down into the southern plains. And if that does hold true, then as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to get a big slug moisture coming up from that system as it tries to lift toward the east, and that puts the southeastern one half of the state in a prime position for decent moisture. That's the difference. So there's a lot of uncertainty from Sunday all the way through Wednesday in regards to precipitation, but at least there continues to be precipitation chances, and we get in that cooler air in eastern Nebraska. A little bit of warmth comes back midweek, but as we get into the later part of next week, the ridge basically gets into a position where we're in a northwest flow as that trough carves out. And as we get into later next weekend, another piece of energy comes down the northern plains and gives a very deep trough somewhere in the eastern United States. And this is the one we want to watch for because it's been advertised for 4 consecutive days at least below normal temperatures and below freezing temperatures likely to occur somewhere in the northern plains to the northern Great Lakes. So it looks like a very, very cold period as we get into the post-Labor Day period through that next week.
Another thing I know you've been watching closely, it isn't impacting us here right now, but those tropical storms, those hurricanes starting to impact the south. And so will we see anything from those storms maybe a little further down the road?
Laura puts us basically at our seasonal average. Now there are 3 systems expected to basically potentially develop over this next 10-day period. And the GFS model actually creates a monstrous hurricane into the eastern seaboard right at the end of the forecast period. Now we know that's probably not likely to occur, but what it is latching on to is that there is going to be quite a bit of hurricane activity, not only along the eastern seaboard, but with a wave that is coming through the Caribbean late this weekend. We need to watch that one because if it follows a similar path of Marco and Laura, we are going to have some issues in the central Gulf as we get into the mid-month. And of course, we're getting close to harvest, so all of that moisture would come at a bad time if we're trying to get some of these crops that have been drought stressed out early. Here we have to start to dealing with a moisture trend from the central and eastern corn belt from systems coming up from the Gulf. So it's going to get really interesting as we go forward in time. A lot longer to go in this 2020 production season, unfortunately, in terms of weather and potential weather impacts to the crops that are out there in the fields.
Thanks, Al. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.